If this video was recommended to you, it was for a reason. You need to watch this whole entire video, okay? And I'm gonna just cut to the chase. I know you've been saying for a long time you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to start your social channels, and you keep putting it off for, all of these different reasons. I'm too busy, or I don't believe I can do it, or nobody cares about what I have to say. I understand all of those things, but I'm here to tell you right now that this video popped up on your feed for a reason. You clicked on it for a reason, and that procrastination stops today. It is not too late for you to start a YouTube channel. In fact, I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons why right now is the perfect time. You don't want another situation, for example, like Bitcoin, right? It's so many people right now that wish they would have got in on Bitcoin when they had the opportunity when it was hot. Because if you did, you would have been a millionaire by now. I want you to think about YouTube the same way, not just financially. I'm going to get into all that in a second, but right now we are at the cusp of what YouTube is about to become. I want you to think about, seriously, your own viewing habits, right? I guarantee you the majority of your viewing comes from either social networks or YouTube. I'm sure a lot of y'all still watch sports and Netflix and all that stuff, but think about the bulk of your consumption. And I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but the majority of people watch more YouTube and social networks than TV, okay? There's a reason why all of these brands are starting to pump so much money into YouTubers, because they understand that right now we are at the beginning of a serious paradigm shift to how people consume entertainment. And guess what? YouTube is at the forefront, TikTok is at the forefront, Instagram, social networks are at the forefront. So it is not too late for you to get started. In fact, this is the perfect time to start it because we are at the beginning of it, right? So that's the first thing. I'm gonna tell you how long I've been a YouTuber. Like, I've been on and off like 7 years, right? But I've been serious about it for like 5, and I've been full time for about 2. In fact, I'm actually at an event right now in Austin, Texas. Can't tell you obviously what I'm here for, but the fact is that I've been full-time YouTuber for 2 years. I make way more than enough money to take care of my bills, my family, all of that stuff. And I get to come to dope things like this, launch events. So, all of these events, and it all came from YouTube. My biggest reason you should start YouTube is not for the money. Obviously, if you do well at it, which I believe in you, I think you can. If you work hard at anything, you can do well at it as long as you believe in yourself. But everybody has a voice. And that is the biggest thing I want you to take away from this video. Everybody has a voice on YouTube. You got to remember, YouTube touches literally every corner of this world. Sure, there are places where YouTube is not allowed. I get that part, but YouTube reaches hundreds of millions of people. And because of that, there's always somebody, no matter what you do. I mean, even if you just paint turtle shells, whatever the case may be, you might think, oh, nobody would ever watch me paint a turtle shell. Or I'm not, my personality's not vibrant enough to be on YouTube. No, there is an audience for everybody. That means that every single person, no matter what you look like, sound like, ethnicity, sexual preference, whatever you're interested in, there's always tons and tons of people who will be interested in it because of the sheer amount of people YouTube reaches, especially for introverts. A lot of times with introverts, you don't want to go out here in the streets. You don't want to go to events. You don't want to go meet people on the street and not like that. But being introverted, all you have to do is turn on the camera and you can literally, first of all, it gets rid of the social pressure of it, right? But you can also reach hundreds of millions of people at the same time. So if you have anything that you want to say, that you want to show, do it. You can reach so many people. And once you build a community, that is where the money side of it can come in. But before I get to the money, the other reason I think everybody should start a YouTube channel, it doesn't cost you anything. All it takes is for you to do it. You already have the tools. You're probably watching me on it right now. A lot of people think I need cameras and all this other stuff. All you need is your phone and a little tripod or some way to set it up to film yourself or whatever it is that you want to do on camera. It has a microphone, it's an editor, it's got a screen, it's got multiple cameras on there. You have everything that you need to start a channel, whether it's a TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, whatever the case may be. You have the tools you need already, and it doesn't cost you anything. You can make a YouTube account for free And imagine this. I start making videos about the things that I like to do. And I'm not saying that this is easy. You know, anything that's worth having is going to be hard work. YouTube is freaking hard work. I don't want to like sell this as some type of pipe dream. No, YouTube is hard work. Okay. But imagine this. You turn on the camera and make videos about things that you're interested in. People start subscribing and following. And then YouTube reaches out to you and says, hey, you could join our partner program and you can start making money for these videos. I know a lot of y'all like don't feel like YouTube is a real job or whatever. I just made a video about that whole subject. I'll leave it linked at the end of this video. But whether or not you believe that YouTube, social networks, any of that stuff can make money, the money is the same. It pays the bills the same way as anything else. So your passion can become your income on YouTube, not only from just YouTube. You're able to monetize your audience once you have an audience. I'm going to circle back to the whole brand thing in 1 second. But even if you don't have like a huge audience, you don't think, oh, I'm not going to get enough views to make money off of. You don't need it. If you got 500 people who follow you, guess what you can do? You can sell merch to them. You can sell, products or courses, like whatever the case may be. You can monetize it. So YouTube is a place where your passions, your creativity, whatever those are, however silly you might think they are, can turn into income that can, in some cases, replace your job income and more, as long as you are willing to work hard at it. The next reason why I believe YouTube is something that you should do is just because it allows you connections. Some of the best friendships I have now started on YouTube. They started in the social networks. They started from, getting invited to this group and then linking up with these people. And, like those things really happen in the YouTube space. It also allows you to get into places you don't technically have qualifications to be in. Do you know how many times I've been invited to events, high profile events, and I'm like, I don't deserve to be here, but guess what? I built relationships, meaningful relationships with people when these events come around and, say a company or whatever says that, hey, we like to bring more people. Like, do you have anybody you can recommend? And they're like, oh, Terry's cool. I like what Terry does, whatever. YouTube can get you in a lot of places that technically you might not be qualified for. I can go on and on for this topic, but I'm trying to keep this concise for you. Brands are spending big money when you have an audience, okay? And I'm going to give you a quick overview of how this works. All right, let's use Tight Shirt Terry Warfield as an example. I have 90,000 some odd subscribers, right? And you got to think about the psyche of pressing a subscribe or a follow button. You saw something and was like, oh, you know what? That looks cool. I like that person. That interests me. I either want more from that person or I trust that person or both, okay? So that means if I talk about cameras, technology, all of that stuff, that those 90,000 people who felt one of those ways or both of those ways, now to a brand, that is a potential direct sale, okay? No longer do they have to throw this blanket net out of advertisements and hope that some of it pays off. No, they can look right past me and see 90,000 people who are potentially sales. You wanna know why? Because those people subscribe to the thing Terry talks about, which is what those brands also talk about. So it's a direct pathway. So what's happening is brands are starting to understand, like, yo, it makes more sense for us to pay, and I'm just gonna throw a figure out there. It makes more sense for us to pay Tight Shirt Terry Warfield $10,000 to talk about our product in the video, because we understand that those 90,000 people over there, it's a high chance that they will be interested in purchasing our stuff. How do we know that? Because they subscribe to Terry and Terry talks about the stuff that we sell. They know this now. So these companies are starting to pump more and more money into influencer marketing, which means that I understand that there's doctors and all that, teachers and people who went to school for freaking 12 years to make a lot of money. Well, I get it, and bravo, but that's no longer a requirement. Social media and YouTube can become very, very lucrative once you build up a audience in so many different ways, okay? But I'm not gonna make this all about money. The last reason why you should start a YouTube channel is just to document. It's a way for you to document. Whether or not you make money on it is a creative way, and obviously you are some type of creative because you're watching this video. It is a way for you to document your interest and have a almost like keepsake of your growth your progression, your life, you know, the things that happen to you. Like, I love going back 6 years ago, looking at how cringe I was in a YouTube video compared to where I am today. And sometimes it's hard to watch those videos, but also it's a testament to, yo, I really have been working at this for a long time, and it's finally starting to pay off. It's finally starting to give me the freedom I want. I get to travel the world. I make great money doing this. I'm able to provide. I'm able to like see new stuff all the time. And all of it came from not giving up. The last thing I'm gonna say is, and I know I kind of hinted at this earlier, I don't wanna make it seem like YouTube is easy or social networks is easy. It's not. Anything, success in anything is going to take hard work. It's not, you know, you go viral one time and then your life is gonna change. No, it doesn't work like that. This is a career choice, which sounds crazy because, you know, 10 years ago, YouTube is a career choice. What? Yes, it is a career choice, a viable career choice for you, for your children, for your family. Like for anybody, it can be a viable career choice, but it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. There will be times where you want to quit, where you'll question yourself. You know, people say crazy stuff in the comments, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, I worked hard to get to where I'm at. And you can have the same thing. In fact, if you choose something that's not super niche like cameras, like, you know, you can grow a huge channel too, probably a lot faster than I've been able to. And I don't even consider my channel huge. But the opportunities are endless for you if you start now. Stop waiting, stop making all the freaking excuses on why you can't start, and just freaking start. Just start. You don't have to be perfect at it. You don't even have to, like, you don't have to have any skills. All you need to do is start. And once you start and you make the decision that this is a lifestyle choice, this is not something I'm gonna pick up and put down when times get rough, but I'm gonna keep at it, then you do it long enough, you believe yourself, you work hard enough, that audience will start to come and all the benefits that come with it. So this is your message right here. Stop procrastinating. I need you to go to, what is it? Go to YouTube, sign up for an account, start uploading Instagram, TikTok, whatever your thing is gonna be. Now is the time. Stop waiting. All right. Got to get to this event. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to leave a few videos linked at the end of this video, so make sure you check them out. Also, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when new videos go up. And until next time, Tyson Terry Warfield, I'm out. Peace.